Our next mentor, second mentor and speaker, Dr. Kausik Mukherjee, is present with us. Very quickly, I'm going to say a little bit about our next mentor and speaker. Dr. Kausik Mukherjee is the HOD Management of Studies at K.I.T.E.S University, Satna, Madhya Pradesh. Joining us from Madhya Pradesh, we welcome you, sir. Thank you for being our second mentor and speaker today in this webinar organized by K.I.T.E.S. And we welcome you and we have awaited your speech. Please start.
Thank you, SUMAIRA ma'am. It was a nice introduction, but my predecessors, he has given enormous amount of inputs related to, but I will start with a different note. Actually, I will introduce a bit about mine. A part she has told that I'm in academics since last almost 9 to 10 years. Before that, I was in Air Force for almost 20 years, right? So from there, I learned certain things. I think those things will help them out. Now see, entrepreneurship, startup, these are not a buzzword. These are nothing, but we'll have to adopt all these things, right? So today, I'm going to speak on that entrepreneurship as a boon for the subcontinent. Now, before directly switching over to the topic, I want to speak out certain thing about our country, as we all know, but it is a brush up type of thing. It is a agro-based agricultural economy, right? Mixed economy rather. Most of the people, almost more than 65% of our Indian nationals, they live in the villages, or some of them, they live in the suburban areas or semi-rural areas. Very less people live in cities, right? So whatever policies, whatever strategies, we'll have to think it, we'll have to reframe it as per our local situation. We'll have to be local. We'll have to to be globally local. We'll have to adopt the global practices, but from keeping in view the local needs, the local environment, the local gamut of activities and all those things. Now, what I'm telling, see, India, as we all know, is a mixed economy, a developing country, a developing nation, and it is on the verge of being developed. Now, what are the basic problems that in India, in the subcontinent, we are facing? The basic problem is unemployment and underemployment, right? And the basic problem is maybe we are not able to go up in terms of GDP, gross domestic product, right? Now, so we will have to understand the geography first. We will have to understand the economics of the country first. We will move on the journey of entrepreneurship, but without understanding the terrain, without understanding the geography, we will not be able to understand. So certain parameters, certain things we need to keep in mind before switching over to the topic. One is, it is as I told, and several times I will repeat that it is an agro-based economy, mixed economy. It is a developing economy. Now, from these two concepts, what we can deduce, what we can deduct? We can deduct that we must focus more on agropreneurship. We must focus more on food processing. We must focus more on creating jobs. We must focus more on creating more and more jobs and removing the underemployment, right? There is one concept is there, unemployment, another is underemployment, right? So now see, as we all know that we are very good in space research, we are very good in IT, we are good in agriculture, but when we compare ourselves, our agricultural practices, our agropreneurship, our food processing sector with the developed nation, then we find that lot has to be done. So it can be a very strong tool, it can be a very strong apparatus, entrepreneurship, right? Which can solve this problem. What is the problem? The problem of generating employment, the problem of removing underemployment, the problem of increasing the gross domestic product of the country, and the problem of minimizing the gap between the rich and the poor, that is removing or reducing the economic inequality, right? Now see all such things. So we will basically focus, we'll try to focus on the subcontinent, and the subcontinent, the problem related to the subcontinent. And on the other hand side, we'll see that how entrepreneurship, how startups, they can help us out for solving the national problem. Now, let us very quickly focus on 2 to 3 very basic qualities of an entrepreneur. He or she is a risk bearer, as we all know. He or she thinks out of the box. He or she will try to convert the problem into a challenge. And challenge is something which, which we will have to solve it, and we can solve it. And problem means it is a, a negative aspect of the things, right? So earlier, the concept was micro, small, and medium enterprises. And now they are focusing more on startups. They are focusing more on unicorns. They are focusing more on sweat capitals. Now, let us first go through this this terminology first, right? Now, nowadays, we are talking more of startups. Startup is what? With a single idea, workable, feasible project can be planned out, chalked out, practical. Okay, right? Then what is a sweat capital? Sweat capital means whatever skills apart from your hard financial capital you are investing in your entrepreneurship process, like your say you are giving extra hours, like you are creating a team, like you are creating a very good professional network, right? You are trying to create a very good aura inside your startup. So all these are sweat capitals. All these are capitals which are not directly connected with finance, but directly connected with the prosperity, directly connected with the development, directly connected with the takeoff of the startup and entrepreneurship venture, right? Then let us switch over. Let us define what is unicorn. Very good performing and highly investment is involved. That particular, say you can say it is more than $1 billion if you are involving in a startup, that can be termed as a unicorn. This is a standardized international definition. But let us draw some margin and let us try to define it as per the subcontinent. As per the subcontinent, unicorns are alone standing startups. Those who are performing very well, they are unicorn for me. So there is no fixed definition. There is no such parameters that you can create it. It can be created. Entrepreneurship is everything related to risk bearing, everything related to innovation, everything related to a spark, everything related to a feasible project, everything related to your own ideas which can be converted into a profitable venture, right? So as I have told you that we are facing the problem of underemployment and unemployment. Unemployment means no job, and underemployment means not suitable job, right? These two problems can be very much reduced up to lot of extent if we go for more and more entrepreneurship, and that should be started from the very school level itself. Nowadays, as we know, that Central Board of Secondary Education, they have inculcated several types of innovative course related to management, related to entrepreneurship from the very higher secondary level only. So it is good, but can you create an entrepreneur? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Then what are the situations which generally try to create, or which generally provokes, which generally motivates, which generally encourages entrepreneurship? As we all know that there are several types of motivational theory. which can be divided again into two parts. One is process-based motivation and another is need-based motivation. If suppose I don't have any employment, I am well educated, I am ready to take risk, then I will try that if at all I am not getting a job also, what I can do and how I can proceed forward, right? So nowadays there are several institutes, there are several schemes, even government, they are also trying to encourage the young entrepreneurs, even if you are not, institutionally qualified, then also there is one institute, as you all might be knowing, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, situated in Ahmedabad. They help a lot. They are the guide. They several times they have organized n number of activities for all the students, for all levels. So certain things. And anything, sir? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are perfectly audible. Please continue, sir.
Okay. So how can this entrepreneurship be a boon for India? Now see, as I have told you, it helps in generating more GDPs, it helps in enhancing the GDPs, it helps in employment generation, it helps in creating more and more manpower who can be outsourced to other countries, and those foreign capital, they will in turn come to our nation, and that can create enormous amount of GDP for us. So not only entrepreneurship, let us think of startups, let us think of any idea. Ideas are just like bubbles, and we'll have to talk of the ideas which will be feasible, which can be converted into a very viable and very fruitful project. I will take example of one social entrepreneurship project. Some of the students of one of the small city in Karnataka, what they have done, they all were engineering students. They were on the verge of passing out. So in their leisure, what they did, they started collecting, slippers and used shoes from all the people living in and around the city. And what they did, they tried and distribute those slippers and boots or the shoes to the farmers because they need it and they don't have the money to purchase it. So see, a simple idea where no investment they are doing, only they are investing their idea, only they are investing their networking, only they are investing a bit of their time and converting it into a very fruitful social entrepreneurship project. Now you will ask what in return they have got. First time they have distributed all those things for free. Second time they have started getting some or other small amount of money from the farmers, those who received those old shoes and slippers. Now this is how, from a very simple idea without any investment, they have created. Nowadays I have seen even all the students, those who are going for higher education, technical education or managerial education, they have a mind, they have something in their mind that we will have to create something, we'll have to create something of our own. We'll try to do our own job. We'll try to create a project where we can not only be a job seeker, but we can be a job giver. So once you inculcate this idea of converting a student from a job seeker to a job giver, you have just tried to solve the problem. You have just tried a lot to solve the problem of underemployment and unemployment. And I think I am. Do I have got some more time?
Yes, sir.
Can I get 5 to 10 minutes extra?
Yes, a few minutes won't harm anyone, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So another, here I am heading a faculty in a private university in Madhya Pradesh, here our students, they have also, our students from UG and PG, they have started from a social entrepreneurship project. And now almost 60 of them, they don't require any job, they don't require any placement. So see, from very simple idea, UG students, even if you can carry out mentorship program, even if you can help them out, that how they will be getting finance for their minimum finance. First, they initially they have spent, and then they got help from different financial institutions and bank, and now almost 60 to 70 of the students, they are involved in various types of entrepreneurship venture. Thank you, and thank you for this. Thank you for giving me the chance in speaking on this platform. Thank you.
So thank you so much, our next mentor and speaker, our second mentor and speaker, Dr. Kausik Mukherjee. So more respect to you, sir, for, yes, as you've mentioned, you have also served the Navy. So more respect for that.
Indian Air Force, ma'am. I was there in Indian Air Force.
The Indian Air Force, yes. Thank you for correcting me right there. So more respect to you for that, and also being with us today, sharing your time with us. So I'm wondering whether anybody has any questions right now, because our mentor and speaker will be taking the questions right now. So with that, let's wait for a few seconds to check whether anybody has any question.
Sure.
Yes, sir. So I'm guessing we do not have any questions. So I would like to thank you once again for being with us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to the whole team for such a nice program and giving me a platform to speak. Thank you. Thank you.